Good morning, everyone. Scott Maybor here with your Medicare Missive from the fountain in Chicago by the lake. Beautiful day here in Chicago. Just attended a meeting, have another one in an hour or so. But got an email that brought up a good topic. So this was from one of the carriers, and she's talking about a special enrollment period because in this particular case, one of the hospital networks in her state has pulled out of the provider network for the plan, for the Advantage plan. So one of the most important things you need to consider when you're choosing an Advantage plan, in my opinion, is the network. The problem is the doctors or the hospital networks are not obligated to stay in that network for the entire year. So you cannot make a change under normal circumstances if your doctor leaves the network. You're stuck. You chose the plan because that doctor or that doctor's network or that hospital network was in the plan. And, 6 months in, 7 months in, they decide we're leaving the plan. So you chose a plan for that reason, and now they're not there. Your options are limited. One thing I want to be clear about is if you have a Medigap plan, there is no network. So you have no network. Doctors either take Medicare or they don't. Same thing with the MSA plan that I've mentioned. No network. They either take Medicare or they do not. So I tried to get the fountain in for you. The issue here is that you're in an Advantage plan. Open enrollment isn't until October for January 1st, and you're stuck. Now, she does mention an SEP, a Special Enrollment Period, which would give you an opportunity under certain circumstances to change the plan. There was talk about pushing for that, so that if your doctor or hospital network leaves the network that you're in for the plan you chose, that would give you a Special Enrollment Period. So outside of open enrollment, where you could make a switch. So if you're in that situation, make sure you check. You'll be notified. You'll also be notified that in this case, the entire hospital network is leaving the network. But you have to, one, open the mail, two, understand that it applies to you, and three, take action, because you'll have a short window, 30 or 60 days, to make a change that would be effective the first of the following month. If you miss that opportunity, you're stuck until open enrollment. Be very careful with the networks. There's a lot of volatility with networks. Hospitals are just tired of dealing with the Advantage plans, quite frankly, and they will just simply pull out and say, something, we can't come to terms, we've negotiated in good faith, we can't come to terms, we're done, you're out. And like Mass General did last October 1st, I believe it was, anybody with a Blue Cross plan, Blue Cross Advantage plan, or a United Health Advantage plan can no longer come here for primary care. Specialists are still allowed, but primary care is not. So that threw 60,000 people with primary care at Mass General into kind of into an abyss. And Mass General, of course, was happy to promote their own product along with Aetna and Tufts, I believe they mentioned. But be aware, if your network changes, you may not have to wait till open enrollment, but you got to pay attention. And networks, it is the most important thing with an Advantage plan. How much dental you get is irrelevant in my mind. Whether you can see the specialist you want to see. Somebody asked me the other day, can I literally, if I take the PPO, can I see anybody? Yes, you can, as far as the carrier is concerned. So the carrier, if you have a PPO, go out a network. It'll cost you more money, sometimes substantially more, but the provider is not under any obligation to take your plan. Most will, but they're not obligated to. So just because you have a PPO and you can go out of network doesn't mean that you're guaranteed that you can see the provider you want to see. The provider or the hospital network can still say, we're not in network with them, we're not billing them. So be careful. Let me know if you have any questions. If you do lose a provider, let me know, and we can see if there's any enrollment period that we can utilize to get you back in network with the doctors you want to see. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, everyone. Goodbye from beautiful Chicago. Talk to you soon.